the prayer needs to shift. I'm not telling. I'm a sinner. And I think sometimes the sinner makes the best prayers because we understand, like, I'm in some shit, God, I need you to be my toilet paper. Get me, right? So instead of saying, God, can you deliver me? And if you just step back, thank you, God, for giving me the strength. Like, it's a difference because you first you said you couldn't keep going, but it's 4 months later. So if you couldn't keep going, but you're 4 months later into whatever it is that you're into, you kept going. So the mind shift goes into the shift of, but okay, now thank you now you should be in, let me be, attitude of gratitude. Thank you for the strength. Thank you for building me up. Thank you for making me weather this storm. Thank you for toughening me up. Thank you. Because your prayers got answered, you know what I mean? You're right on the spot because you said you couldn't go, but you still here.
Welcome to the Love Is Podcast with your host, that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and her co-host, the lovable a-hole, that's right, I said lovable, Mr. DK Walker, where they will be discussing love, relationships, family, life, sex, self-help, and what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because love is everything, and everything should be loved. Now to today's podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's your girls, that Thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the lovable asshole DK Walker. DK, how you doing?
I can't complain. Yeah, really, as the old people say, fair to middling.
Fair to middling. Say the creek don't rise and all that good jazz.
Oh, no, if you don't know the rest of it, don't even start the beginning. How does the rest of the thing go?
How are you doing? I'm good if the good Lord keeps me and the creek don't rise.
Jesus, some people just needed to stay in that young millennial range.
I knew the millennial was going to drop. I knew it.
I understand people want to act, older than what they are. Granted, a few gray hairs may have arisen on top they bald head as they, the season of them doing bald-headed hoe shit.
Bald-headed hoe shit. Right. In a relationship, though. That's the funny part. Bald-headed hoe shit in a relationship. There you have it.
Not a problem, but just because you got a couple of gray hairs, don't act your age. Don't start talking about creeks and rising and don't leave all that alone. First of all, you ain't from the South. Second of all, you're not really old enough to, fully embrace that very old and contrite saying. You know what I mean?
Then what is the saying, sir?
Hey, I didn't start saying it, but I knew what you said wasn't it.
Oh, Lord.
Don't get me to clean up your mess. Yeah, that's not what I do in life. I got my own, you know what I mean? I can buy you your own pack of Depends, right? But don't, you know what I mean?
Where's Betty Wright when I need her?
I don't know. She's still alive?
I don't know. I just know the song The Clean Up Woman.
Betty Wright was are you dumb? Betty Wright was...
I'm just saying. I mean, where's the cleanup woman when you need her? Lord.
I don't know. I wish I knew. Tis what it is.
No, she died. Oh, she died in May of this year. Believe it or not. May of 2020.
Oh, wow. She lived. Did it say how old she was, pardon me?
Hold on. I'll go back to it. 66.
Oh, she died relatively young. Yeah. I thought she was old when I was young. Well, she was older than me, right?
Nah, she was born in 53.
Okay, she died and she was 66. I mean, she was only 15 years older than me. Like, me and Betty Wright could have had relations.
The clean up mama. I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you. Nope.
Betty Wright could have had. She could have been, because she sounded like she sung like she. You always want to be politically correct and play it safe. Like, what? Like,
you're right. You absolutely right.
She, like, don't they got a meme out there that says like I forgot how the joint goes. I don't want to misquote it, but it's something to the effect of good women rarely make history, right? Mm-hmm. And you always want to play it safe. Like, how do we? I don't expect you to be, the asshole, and I definitely don't expect you to be lovable. I don't expect either of those things out of you. But you got to indulge.
Lovable?
I don't. I was like, it was play on words. Lovable at.
I got it.
Somebody else will get it. But long story short, like, I just thought she was, much older than that because she sounded older when she sung. Like, she sounded like she always had a doggone Newport dangling from her lip with a shot of doggone Jack dangling from her lip. Like she wasn't smoking, she let it dangle. And Lena, woman. And then if you can listen real closely, you can hear her blowing the smoke in between doggone courses.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's like the Ohio players.
But it's exactly who she was. Like she was like the sixth member of them. They was, they talk about her. Trying to tell you, but that's when, and as my father would say, that's when music was music, but this stuff you listen to nowadays. And then I never wanted to be that parent. I never wanted to be that type of parent when you hear something you automatically hate on it because you don't understand. But the reason that I'm not fond of this generation, I know we probably, get some hate, right, from the millennials or the younger people. My thing is, I don't care what style, because I'm going to be a hip hop head till I die. Like, I promise you, like, there's going to be a rap song on somewhere in the distance the day that, I take my last breath and my eyes closed for the final time. But with that being said, the reason why I'm not too, and I don't know if I didn't ask, I'm volunteering useless information. So bear with me. Look. So the reason why I'm not a fan of the current music landscape is because they're literally not saying shit. We go through our transitions. We go through the whole, right? I'm not no mad at that, but I need to actually understand what you're saying. And then I'll be able to make a judge, right? So I'm 51, so I'm from the golden era of hip hop. Like hip hop was, and we was kind of crazy. This supposed to be for another, podcast episode when we was doing our ode to music. But, I guess it all started with, Betty Wright with the dangling cigarette. So long story short, when I came up, like hip hop was so feared that it actually made the paper. Like the Washington Post was, they probably aren't anymore, a major player. And then you would have certain groups, Public Enemy made the Washington Post on a couple occasions. Whom else? NWA made the Washington Post. Ice Cube made the Ice-T. All these people would have, because America feared what they were saying, how they were trying to educate the youth, or they were, promoting gangster rap. And to them, gangster rap, and that to us, it was just a way of life. We just put a label on it, right? Mm-hmm. But to what they was rapping about, just like if you stay in the hood, you see this shit every day. So to us, it was just life. But to anybody on the outside looking in, it was gangster rap. Now, my problem with today is culture is like, what are y'all talking about? Like you sound like you got a mouthful of marbles.
Ooh, I'm surprised you were that polite.
No. I'm not gonna be disrespectful in that, but it is, so I can't understand what you're saying. So no newspaper has no, you're not instilling fear. You're not speaking for the streets. But I'm off my soapbox with that. Shout out to Betty Wright. I'm sorry that she passed. I definitely like that song. Was she a one-hit wonder?
I think that's the one that everybody knows her for.
Okay, so yes. So she was a one-hit wonder. It's just because she did, we got to clean it up. I love you, but it is what it is, right?
Tonight is the night. That was the other one. No, I knew there was two of them.
Right. Cause do you know how it goes? One-hit wonder, right. Okay, can you sing it?
No.
One-hit wonder.
Okay, we'll take the one-hit wonder. Because again, everybody knows Cleanup Woman.
One-hit wonder.
Whoa. I just opened her discography, though. She had a lot.
Okay, run them down. I don't even know how we got on this topic, but this is what happens when you open the microphone and just press.
So, albums. The first time around, I Love You the Way You Love, Hard to Stop, Danger, High Voltage, Explosion, This Time for Real, Live, Traveling in the Right Circle, Betty Wright, Right Back at You, Sevens, Mother's Wit, For You to Enjoy, Passion and Compassion, All the Way Live, Beatitudes, The Very Best of Betty Wright, Fit for a King, Betty Wright the Movie with the Roots, Living Love Lies.
Right. So what happens is two things is happening here, right? Either I'm uneducated with the music of Betty Wright, or she was a one-hit wonder. It's either or, right? And somebody's going to hear this and be like, and after you read all of that off, they'll be like, oh no, you just hating, Slim. Like you didn't know, right? And so for the people to think I'm just hating that I didn't know her doggone her what she left, right? Her catalog, right? I challenge you to sing some songs off any of those albums besides The Cleanup Woman. And then you can come on over to me and say, one hit wonder. And we should be nice to the people that has left us, but calling a spade, is what we're doing.
But at the end of the day, though, she leaves a great legacy. And like you said, you don't know her discography, but for whatever genre or whatever, a lot of songs or a lot of types of music get played in different types of clubs and things like that. Whether it's, like older, like the blues bars or things like that. Like just depends. Or, even the LGBTQ bars. Everybody has a different feel for, different types of music. So she's,
cool.
whoever is
Right.
going to spin her records are going to make her make somebody in her family some royalties.
Right. Okay, cool. It depends on who owns the masters. Let's keep it a
That's
buck.
true.
A lot of artists back in that gap did not own their masters, and the ones that did own their masters mysteriously died. But we're not that type podcast. Oh, see, there we go. See, I say we're just not that type of podcast, and you're talking about my Apple scrap.
We can't just
We're not going to talk about how people just mysteriously, we're not going to do that. We're not going to jump down the conspiracy theorist rabbit hole. But if you want to talk about that, DM me.
No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do it. We're going to stay on task today.
I said DM me. I was DM me. Okay, go ahead. We'll talk about it later. Over drinks on a Zoom call.
The buttery nipples?
It doesn't make a difference, but we can talk about it on a Zoom call. What happened to my man?
So we are getting ready for the holidays. Your household, my household, and everybody else. I have actually not bought. Oh no, I take that back. I did this weekend. I was gonna say up to date, I had not bought one gift, but that's a lie. I bought my niece she likes the face mask. So I actually bought her like a kit where she can pretty much like make her own. God help us all. Cool. When she comes out of the bathroom, like, one half of her, side of her face is like black charcoal and the other side is, I don't know, I think it's like pink or something like that. But, however she decides to self-care herself is her business.
How self-care herself. Okay, then. Right. Cool. Yeah. Holidays are fastly upon us, right? Yeah. Well, no, they're actually upon us because we just got behind. Thanksgiving is behind us as of this recording. But by the time, our great, loyal, and dedicated listeners hear this podcast, it will come to you, I want to say 2 days before
New Year's.
That's when you're supposed to, right. You like what? You lagging. So that the pause for you to come in and say New Year's, right? No, we're not going to do it again. So anyway, by the time you hit this podcast, it'll be 2 days before New Year, man. So yeah, we right in the thick of the holidays. This is what we are. Christmas will have since passed, although we're recording this before Christmas. But by the time, and the reason that we're coming to y'all uber early, because, our lovely co-host has a very busy life, lovable asshole. I'm busy. Not busy. No. I'm not. We're not gonna lie to people. I'm busy, not trying to be busy, right? So around this time of year, the wife comes with the honey-do list. Around this time of the year, family calls. Like, I promise you, I duck more phone calls. I go to sleep quick in the blink of an eye. I roll over. I work harder at not having to participate in holiday festivities. Like, come on, can we get to New Year already, please? So, well, as you are literally busy, me, I'm busy ducking being busy.
Yeah. The girl, the Thorny chick never stops. If it's not the 9 to 5, I'm trying my best. I really, really am. God knows I am. I'm trying my best to slow down on the schedule. And I say that every time I say it, the universe is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. We've had some recent outbreaks of, COVID hasn't gone away. Nobody wants to wear their mask. Nobody wants to not party. Nobody wants to not have family gatherings and things like that and be safe. And so because of that, us frontliners, regardless if you're sanitation, if you work at a hospital, in any capacity, you work at a grocery store, wherever you are an essential employee, we're definitely, taking the brunt of it still. Cool. The actual now employees are, catching COVID. And so now we're short staffed and it's just, it's fun. And, with New Bae and New Bae Energy, trying to work between both of our schedules and things like that. Like, so now it's, please don't pick up on a Sunday that you're not working because that's my only day off. And, we have to spend, quality time together, which is important, but it's good to have somebody who says it to you. It's not like me as the woman being like, okay, well, Sunday's your day off. No, he's like, listen, this is today. Today, as I sit here in my chair, today will be the last Sunday I'm allowed to pick up overtime. So,
interesting.
Now I was trying to navigate the girls try to navigate new waters, make everybody happy, and rebalance myself in the new way of life.
That's interesting. That's interesting indeed. I mean, if you like it, I love it. You use that go and not be a total dick, a total ass. I don't know. Like I promise you, I'm still the same asshole. It's just, I'm asshole light today. Right. Next podcast, I promise to be asshole heavy.
We're back to the regular version.
Right. I'll be asshole heavy even if that's a term. But today I am asshole light. So I'm going to let you I'm going to let you skate. We ain't even going, I ain't even going, I'm not going to. I'm going to do what I don't normally do. So with that being said, bring us up to speed quickly. What's going on with you? Please and thank you.
Just working, getting ready for the holidays. Time to get some, I'm the grand procrastinator when it comes to getting the Christmas shopping done and things of that nature. So I'm trying to be a little better this year, just so I'm not, still running around on Christmas Eve. But I have this strange suspicion that that'll still be where I'll be with that. The kids are good. They're trying to figure out whether they're going to be physically in school, virtual school still. That's all still, some days they're there, some days they're not. As soon as the state changes colors for the COVID numbers, then, they're home. Bae and I are doing well. My parents are good. So life is good.
Okay, cool. That is definitely nice to know. As far as me, me and mine is cool. We all right. God still loves me. I'm still sinning.
Isn't everybody a sinner?
I don't know. We did this a couple of podcasts ago, and I keep trying to tell you, right? Like, so I'm going to stand in my messy truth. Like, a lot of people are going to be like, no. Call a spade a spade. Now, I'm not saying that I'm out here just on some, wild cowboy shit, but, it is what it is. It's going to be that way today that I die. So one thing we ain't going to do is I go over the half a century mark and definitely closer to death than I am to life, because I am 51. And I'm not being pessimistic. I'm not being dark. I'm just like, you get to a certain age and a lot of shit that you thought, a lot of shit that you gave a lot of energy to, a lot of shit you be looking like, you know what, I can do without that. Miss me with that. So, and then people will think that, you're just being an asshole, right? No, it's just that you don't got time for it, or you don't got the energy to, it ain't what it used to be. And then what happens is you get older, like you really get to see what things should be, and, it shouldn't be that way. And since they shouldn't be that way, let me not participate. So, when I be talking about, I'm still sinning, let's just be honest. It's like you've been doing shit for however long, you're going to probably die doing that same shit. Now, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, right? It is what it is. So, that's just my way of giving a quick update to my life. Like, ain't nothing changed, ain't nothing popping, ain't no birthdays on the horizon. Y'all already know how I get down for the holidays, which is the bare minimum. If something changes, then I will definitely elaborate. So, for time sake, I keep it super short. Family's cool. We still rocking. God still loves me, and I'm still sinning. Like, it don't get no briefer than that. You know what I mean?
Right. So, with it being New Year's, are you gonna do the quintessential, lame as shit resolution with your Michael Jackson laugh? Really?
Oh,
like, you really took that laugh all the way to the hilt.
Well, I'm just saying, because that shit to me is like the most, like, okay, let me, like, the New Year's coming, right? So, and the name of this podcast, Parts and More, is New Year, Same You, right? And, like, we don't want to start the year ruffling some feathers. So I don't want you to hear this in a negative. I don't want you to hear what me and because we're going on a rabbit hole today, and it's not that, we'll have fun along the way, but there'll be a lot of truisms along the way as you listen, right? And so we're going to help you make this year different. We're going to try to, right? But no matter what we do, it's up to you to recognize, I made this promise to myself last year. I made this promise, and you call it a resolution. I made this promise to myself the year before. Oh, you know what? I made this same promise to myself 5 years before that. So what happens is it's just like, stop letting the calendar year mark a new beginning in your life. And I know we just jumped straight into the podcast. The whole time before I go down this rabbit hole, we don't got to know what the fuck news. Like, what's going on? Why don't we have what?
Of course.
So how did you say? See, this be that bullshit. This is what I be saying about, like, you know, the energy, right? So how did you set me up to segue into the meat and potatoes of the podcast without the what the fuck news? Like, I'm kind of.
I didn't know you were gonna go that fast. I just asked the question. I just
I'm a
asked the
minute man.
question.
Like, I'm no longer young. I am a minute man. 5 strokes and I'm done. So
Somebody cue Missy. Somebody cue Missy real quick.
if you blink, I'm done. Like, so you told me you know I'm gonna go that fast? Like, shit. Didn't you feel the doggone? Didn't you feel that breeze in between his eyes? You had to feel that breeze.
This is why Harlem Nights is still my favorite movie.
Yeah. And what did Richard say that was so wrong? Richard told the truth. Shout out to Richard, man. That's what
told the truth.
Richard told the motherfucking truth. Anyway, so let me go ahead and pump my brakes, right? Let her get the what the fuck news out the way, because I promise you, I was about to go down that rabbit hole of New Year's resolution.
I mean, we can.
No. I mean, it depends on how good the what the fuck news is. So, okay, give me what you want to do, or give me the article that you found on the dark web as you sat there and your wife beater with a can of beer.
Stop trying to tell people I am hacking in my basement. I'm not.
You are. Okay, let's give it a buck. Your significant.
I do not have the Minority Report computer. He is
right. He was down there with you, right? You know, helping you set up the escape route for when the feds flip on your monkey ass. So you be down that joint on the dark web and the white beater with a can of beer with a scarf on your head.
Listen, I don't know anything about this wife beater business. Now I will give you the scarf on the head part. Now every other day.
Like, come on, man. Like, you know, we're gonna keep it a buck. You be down there with the wife beater. Now, I didn't say it was a dingy wife beater. I didn't say it was a dingy joint because you're on the clean side of life, right? So you're down there with a crisp. Let me go ahead and paint the picture.
Fresh out the pack. Fresh out the pack.
Right.
Fresh
you
out the pack. Fruit of the lube.
White beater on, sitting there in your skivvies.
This is terrible. It's not terrible.
That's where you be getting what the fuck news from. Like, you be on the dark. It's cool. You know?
Is that why my email keeps getting hacked? Is that why they keep sending me that? That's why they send me that notification.
Right. You got to be careful. Them alphabet boys on that ass. You know what I mean?
Not the alphabet boys.
The alphabet boys is on that ass.
The alphabet boys. Not again. Listen. They already got me one time. I don't need another introduction.
Okay, cool. Not a problem. So with that being said, shits and giggles has been shitted and giggled. What you got for me?
21 gifts to start the new year.
Oh, Jesus. Are you doing 21?
No, I'm not going to do 21.
Right. Okay, cool.
We're gonna do my favorite ones.
Okay, cool. Because like this, I promise you, like this, it's like once every blue moon, Karen will give me a heads up to what the fuck news is going to be. And then other times she will surprise me. So as she's reading off her favorite gifts for the new year, I'll be surprised right along with our listeners. So please, by all means, proceed.
All right. So 21 sexy gifts to start the new year out. Because, you know, who wants to, you know, be solo for New Year's? And I mean, it's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong.
There you go. I'm sorry. I'm such a dick.
Here we go.
I'm asshole light, but I'm dick and balls heavy today. I'm like, so you'll say something, then you'll backtrack to clean it. Okay.
Listen, I wasn't always booed up.
Okay, and right. I'm not. Once again, your boy's not knocking. Whatever puts a smile on your face, sweat in between the girls, you know what I mean, and dampness in between your legs, I'm all for it, right? Like whatever got you on cloud nine, please, by all means, do you, boo boo. But there are women out there that's going to hear this podcast going into the new year, and when they roll over the side of the bed, they're going to feel that familiar feeling of nothingness. And ladies, it's okay. I don't want you to feel like it's a prerequisite to have somebody in your life if they're not the right somebody, right? The best person you can be with at all times is you, right? Like, I understand you want somebody to go show up. I understand the society, and I know I didn't went and left school. It's not a problem, right? I just want to help somebody quickly. Let me get out the way. I understand society tells you by a certain age you have to be, booed up. I understand society tells you at a certain age you should have kids. I understand society at a certain age says you should be married. I understand what society tells you, but last time I checked, society should not run your life. You alone should be running your life. So if you roll over and if you got to sip that doggone mimosa, if you got to sip that champagne, if you got to sip that hen dog, if you got to sip that Mad Dog 2020, depends on what hood you in. No matter what your drink of choice, if you're sipping that and sipping that alone, come bring it in the new year. It's all right. Because by you being alone in reality and actuality, you're with the best person for you, which is you.
Free game early on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because a lot of people are gonna make horrific mistakes. So they're like, I need to be with somebody. I need some dick. That's what I need to be with somebody, and I need some dick.
Right,
and then a lot of dudes do the same thing. Like, man, look, I'm gonna call her back. She wasn't that bad. So what? She took my credit cards and ran them up.
Now she took my credit card.
No, I'm not done yet. I promise you I'm not done. So what? She took my car and had my best friend in it, giving them top in the top. Yeah. So what? She a good girl.
Like, top in the drop top. Wait a minute.
I mean, shit happens, and some dudes take up. Like, I'm not mad. So what? Did I found her play cousin wasn't her play cousin, but the real dick in the life? It doesn't matter, because you got some girls talking, oh, that's my cousin, and some dickhead guys believe that. Like, how you really do? Right. Like, who plays those games?
Play cousin shaking dude.
Right, the play cousin giving her the real dick. And you on the cool, it ain't whatever, because you and dude that you get that vibe, because he looking at you like, yeah, and you looking like maybe, and then she looking like, oh God. And so it's this real messy.
Right. So that whole nervousness, that whole
exactly. Yeah. So I'm telling you, don't pick up that phone. Do not.
Don't hit nobody in the DM. Don't do the drunk texting.
Nah. And then if you gotta be with somebody, what you do? Like, okay, shit. So no, because they're gonna hear this. Will they hear this exactly before New Year's? Wouldn't this come on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And New Year's is on Wednesday,
7 p.m.
Right. I know this, but when is New Year's? Because I don't got my phone near me, around me.
Give me 1 second. I'll pull up my calendar. So actually, ours will go out December 30th because the 1st is a Friday.
I'm glad that we're coming before the actual New Year. And let me tell you why I'm glad that we're coming before the actual New Year. Sound like I'm a drunken pastor. No, calm your silly ass down, my co-host. Because what I'm about to say is about to save somebody from making horrific mistakes in their life. If you feel as though that you can't be alone for the new year, if you feel as though you need a warm body to hold for the new year, what you do, don't you call on that person that did you wrong. No. Don't you call on that girl that don't like you anyway. Don't you call on that man that can't stand you and your bad head. Don't you call on them because they didn't appreciate what they had. No. What you do is you find you a new boo. And it's not a long-term boo. You just politely explain to them, I don't want to be alone. I need somebody. I just want to hold you through the new year. I want you to wipe away my tears. I want to hold you in my arms. I want you to ride this dick. This is what just for the new year. And when the new year comes in and we're high off or we're drunk off or we're standing in the church off of you got to get out of my life because you served your purpose. That's something you want to use them for. It's all right to use somebody. Use them so you don't be lonely for the new year. Don't you ever make that mistake of inviting people back into your life that hurt you from the past, right? All that was in fun and games and jokes and giggles, but like real life, don't wait. Like if you don't want to be alone, go out, make yourself available. And I'm not saying, all jokes aside, I'm not saying go fuck. I'm not saying I'm not saying none of that. Just like if you don't okay, you can't go to church, right? It's virtual, right? So I'm pretty sure they're going to be virtually online. I promise you won't be alone, right? So whatever you do not invite past pain back in your life just to stifle the moment of loneliness. Because what's going to happen, you're going to take that same energy that hurt you it's a transference of time, and you taking that right into the new year, and you wonder why your first 6 months suck ass. Because you couldn't stand the pain of being lonely. You couldn't stand, to stand in solitude. So if you can't stand that, then be around some friends, be around some girlfriends, and y'all be honest, like, okay, and you write down a list, like, I'm not doing this in the new year. I'm not doing none of this. And the phone it's gonna be dude, like, what you doing? No, I ain't fucking with you is what I'm doing. You was on top of my list. No to you. And when that doggone female talking about, like, what it hitting for? Yeah, it ain't hitting for you, bitch. Like I've then moved on. So do yourself that grand favor on the new year. If you got to be with somebody, get around friends. I know we're going through COVID, right? Cool, not a problem. Get around friends and mask up. But whatever you do, do not allow past hurt, harm to get back in your life just to say, you wasn't by yourself in the new year.
It's true. It's true. Where do lonely hearts go?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm on one this morning. I don't know what it is. I think it's the coffee. I had too much coffee. The coffee had too much coffee in it. That's what it was. It wasn't too much sugar. It was too much coffee in it. Anyway, so I ain't even going, Jesus, we didn't get to what the fuck news yet. I'm going to shut up finally because I've been hogging the mic. Please forgive me.
All right, 21 sexy gifts that you can bring the new. Yeah, well, yeah, sex. Some of them are, but 21 gifts that you can bring in the new year. Some are some self-care, and some are some sexy ideas. The first one is called Sexy Stack, which is basically
pancakes. No,
okay. Sex Jenga.
What the sex Jenga? Okay, you want to explain to me?
You've ever played Jenga, which is the wooden tiles. They have huge versions. They have small versions. It's designed to bring you closer together as a couple. So I'm assuming it doesn't show you what is on the stack itself, like what's on the actual tiles, but I'm assuming it's either questions or perhaps positions. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, it comes with a card, and so this is what it is, because I had to Google it. Every block has a number, and there's 3 cards. There's a hardcore activity card, a teaser activity card, and there's another teaser activity card, and the numbers correlate to those cards.
Cool. That sounds like a winner.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. There is raw chemistry pheromones for women. So if you don't know what the pheromones are, it's definitely a good way to make a man come hither. If you've not seen what's the movie Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, where she puts the thing on her neck.
I never did.
He puts the pheromone on his neck, and the girl won't leave him alone. I mean, does that really
work?
Yeah, it actually does. It actually does. It definitely can make your significant other or somebody else of the opposite sex weak in the knees.
See, they keep be claiming that bullshit because, and I need to stop plugging. I love my baby, right? She drive me up the fucking wall, but she killing them pure romance, and then she be like putting this little oil on her wrist or whatever case may be, and it's actually called pheromones. If I'm not mistaken, I hate to get the name wrong. And so it seems like, I don't know. She claimed that the reason I be on her is because of what she's been put on, right? And I'm thinking it's because I can see your ass cheeks hanging out, you know what I mean? That's the reason I'm on. That black part right there that connects your thigh to your ass, I like that. I just got to get some honey, and we can go and have dinner, but that's either here nor there, right? So I didn't know that actually worked. I just thought people claim that
it's a real thing. No, it's a real thing. And to a certain degree, I mean, when you work out and things like that, you release pheromones, and that's why certain perfumes work with your body chemistry is because of your pheromones. Like certain ones really do just mesh really well with women, and a dude will get a hint of it and be like, wait, who is that? Where's she come from? Like what her name is, right? So in the self-care route, it is called a Himalayan salt lamp. So for a guy, it's going to be a big old salt rock basically next to his bed. Especially if he sleeps with a woman. But it's supposed to help illuminate your room with a warm, pleasant, and relaxing glow. But the salt itself is supposed to naturally take out certain vibes, certain energies. It's just supposed to help.
Right. Let me jump over on the matter of fact, we need to change the name of this podcast. It's DK Day of Tangents because he's on some shit today. So I've noticed the whole movement, right? I noticed the rock does this, the bees does that, the oils does this. I'm just okay, so what the hell happened? Prayer stopped working? I'm kind of curious, right?
It's not that prayers stop working, but I mean,
if we're so quick to go to oils, if we're so quick to go to rocks, beads, what's that smoke? The sage. If we're so quick to go to these things, but we're not going to prayer first. And I'm not even a Bible thump. I'm just, people in general, they live and die by, I need to put this money rock in the window. I need to go ahead and sprinkle some doggone salt water on this doggone blue sapphire. Like, what?
Not the blue sapphire, child.
Of course I made that shit up. But my point is, we're so quick to do all these things instead of closing our eyes, going into a quiet place and just, you don't even got to be deep in the Bible. You don't even got to, you realize, don't even got to know the Bible. You don't. You got to go have a conversation with God. I promise you, have you come to God, God gonna accept you. If you come to him, that's my G. He gonna be like, oh, you my Lord G. Let's talk about it, right? That's my guy. Okay, you my Lord guy. Let's talk about it. However you go to God, he ain't gone nowhere. And I'm not confusing. And don't confuse your relationship with God with religion. Don't confuse your spirituality with religion. Just go to God as is. Remove all what we've been indoctrinated with. I'm going to say that real slow. Remove all what we've been indoctrinated with and you go to him. You'll be surprised at what's going to happen once you just, man, you already know what it is. You know what I'm going through. You know how I am. What are we going to do about it? And have a real live conversation. I promise you, the more that you do that, you're supposed to have conversations with God more so than anybody else. I had, and I need to get back to it myself, right? Let me be uber transparent. And when, most times I won't even cut on back in the day, and I'm definitely going to get back to it. And that's not a resolution. I don't believe in those, but we'll talk about that. So look, I would cut off the radio and at least for the first 10, 15 minutes in my commute to work, and you'll see me in the car, you think, oh, he's rapping or singing to a song, right? I'm having a real live conversation with God. Even I'm thanking him for waking me up in that morning, giving me life and, giving me strength to sustain the day, get through the day, right? I'm going to get back to having those regular conversations. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking nobody that puts their onus on rocks, but, in sage and in water and oils and lubes. Yeah.
Not lubes, child.
Fake pastors.
The thing is, and we
you sounded constipated. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. The thing is that I think I've said this all for a long time now, is that comparison is the thief of joy. And we try to compare our walk with somebody else's, and we try to compare what God gives us with somebody else. So what I mean by that is if somebody meets my sister, Crystal's an amazing prayer. That, she sends me prayers, pages long. And, for the fact that God takes the time to put me on her mind and she go and pray for me. It sounds, and that's really one of the songs to say. Somebody took the time to pray for me and had me on their mind, and took me to God in prayer. And so she will then send me a prayer and it literally be everything either I was thinking or I had been talking to God about that day. God, I need you to X, Y, and Z. I need you to show yourself faithful. I need you to show up in this situation. I need you to do this for babe. I need you to do this for my mom. I need you to do this. And I think sometimes we feel oh, you got to have all these eloquent words. You got to have a college education to go to God. And it's no, it's not really how you enter in. You came to God as you were. So why not go to him still as you are? Because that's how your relationship started. How you start a thing is how you finish a thing.
Facts on facts on facts on facts.
But as far as the sage and things go, I think that some of it you can buy into. Do I believe in sage? Yeah. Every now and then, it ain't a bad thing. When I first got my house, the first thing I did is I had my dad pray over it. And he had oil and anointed the doors and he ran, he poured some outside and, said the prayer and blessed my house, blessed me and, everything that I touch and all those, good things. Because the Bible clearly says that the father puts the blessing on his children. That's what my dad did. Bless God for him and that prayer. But do I feel every now and then I got to sage my house? Yeah, because sometimes I'm irresponsible with my energy. I'm irresponsible with the space that I asked God for. I let folks in.
That. Okay.
I let folks in. So now I got to get you out.
I get that, right? But so why is it that the sage is why is that the remover? Why couldn't it be prayer, right? Why couldn't it just be an understanding? I don't know, because you didn't say you prayed first.
I did. And then, I said I pray first and then I sage.
Okay, cool. I must have missed that part. My hearing aid was turned down. But the point I'm trying to make is, I don't know, this is a rabbit hole that can go on forever. And this is not, a debate or discussion about, what works for a person. Tongue in cheek, all in jest, whatever works for you, do you, boo boo. Not a problem. Right. But I was asking this question half jokingly and the other half out of curiosity. I didn't understand how we started to couple these things with God. I'm trying to tell you, man, when I be saying God loves me in spite of I'm a sinner, point in time, the worst of the worst. I'm bottom for real, right? But I knew nothing about rocks, knew nothing about sage. I just knew that I needed to have a conversation. I didn't come to him like in Mary, Joseph, and Jesus and them, and the doggone 14 lambs and the 18 sheep, and I ain't come with none of that.
You didn't have a sacrifice.
Right. I came to him like, okay, this is what I need. This is what I need help with. I humbly submit myself before you. Bottom line, flat out, was real simple. So, like, we don't mean to necessarily get on and we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, although we're 40 minutes in. And anyway, I pray that it's entertaining to you and you're still listening, holding fast, because we're going to get to some good stuff later on. But long story longer, I was just wondering, how do we couple all these things within the same realm, right? And even if you may find it in the Bible, you may not. Whatever works for you, continue to do you. That's my only thing. I was just wondering, how do we put all that stuff in the mix? Like,
because we bought into what is easy. We are a microwave generation. We want instant gratification. We want to pray to God today, and He fixed it that time, forgetting that we live on His time. And
right. Blink in His eyes 1,000 years. So you don't think your prayer is going to be received, and you're talking about instantaneous. Now, what I do know to be true for me and maybe for somebody else, what you get instantaneously is to go through whatever it is you're asking to be delivered from, and you don't even realize it. Like, I'm gonna say that one more time because some people scratching their head. Wash your hair. Look. So what happens is you got a situation, and that situation seems to be weighing heavily on your life, right? Like you feel that situation pressurized on your shoulder, and you're like, "Oh God, I can't keep going. I can't." And every day you're going to them. Now, granted, you had this situation 4 months ago, and you keep saying you can't keep going. Like, okay, common sense 101. You went to God with that 4 months ago, and you say you can't keep going, but it's 4 months later. So,
because you keep going back to pick it up, what you say you left there.
No. But okay, I get that. But the point I'm trying to make, if you say you can't keep going, and it's 4 months later since you said your original prayer, you kept going because it's 4 months later. So the prayer needs to shift. I'm a sinner. And I think sometimes the sinner makes the best prayers because we understand, like, I'm in some shit, God, I need you to be my toilet paper. Get me, right? So instead of saying, God, can you deliver me? And if you just step back, thank you, God, for giving me the strength. Like, it's a difference because you first you said you couldn't keep going, but it's 4 months later. So if you couldn't keep going, but you're 4 months later into whatever it is that you're into, you kept going. So the mind shift goes into the shift of, but okay, now you should be in, let me be, attitude of gratitude. Thank you for the strength. Thank you for building me up. Thank you for making me weather this storm. Thank you for toughening me up. Thank you. Because your prayers got answered, you know what I mean? You're right on the spot because you said you couldn't go, but you still here. So that's just my 2 cents.
It's a very good 2 cents because a lot of times,
I'm not surprised. You'd be like, this sinning foul mouth old bastard. You'd be like, how does he?
No, don't try to put words in my mouth. What I'm saying is,
whatever.
But the thing is, you and I, and I'll just take you and I, we are who God created us to be. And that's the end all to be all. Like, you are who you are. I am who I am. And this, like, God knowing we cuss, God knowing that, I have some, dark web, fascination that I think that's whatever else we've said about me on the podcast. Like, that's who we are. Like, and this is just who we've made to be. So I don't ever feel bad about cursing. I don't feel bad about living my life. I don't feel bad about any of that because at the end of the day, I'm like, God, this is one day you chose to make me and you gave me to the world 9/12/83. And this is who I was born to be. So now as I sit here, on the cusp of 2021, like, this is who I was supposed to be. Foul mouth and all, semi-bra burning, man bashing. What the fuck you delivering in all my glory.
Facts. Like, yeah, true indeed, right? So I don't know how we went down this rabbit hole, but that's just the beauty of being transparent, right? Like, we have an idea where we want to go to, and then what happened, the conversation gets good, and then we get down that, that pocket. So, you can finish the gifts, or we can jump off to.
We can jump off. Because, this is a space that you have to, kind of be in. You have to be very open, but you also have to be open to what happens. And somebody needs this conversation. Somebody needs to know that prayer isn't what you're making it out to be. Like, you have to be grateful. Like even in the worst of times, even in the midst of COVID, even in the midst of I don't have, even in the midst of what I want, even though my kids are acting a fool, even though Bae is getting on my last goddamn nerve, even though, the money is funny, even though the weather is this and my parents are going through this and I'm separated from this person, I'm in isolation. And all of this, I still have a reason to be grateful. I still can say, God, in spite of it all, you'll figure this out. God, in spite of it all, you'll take me through. And the thing is this, honestly, if we can just package 2020 and just say, God, I'm thankful, that's it. Because we don't know what the horizon brings. We don't know what 2021 is going to bring. 2021 could be the repeat of 2020. Quite frankly.
Hey. Let's not speak that into existence. No. Slow your roll, young lady. Like, scale it back. Drink some water. Rub some holy water. Light some sage. There's evil spirits around you. If you think that 2021 is going to be a reflection of
what I'm trying to say is that if that's how God so chooses. You scared me.
Right. I get what you're saying.
If that's how God so chooses. Right. Because the thing is, you repeat life because you didn't learn the lesson the first time.
Facts on facts on facts.
You keep going through the same shit with the same people, with the same, or you keep like, okay, let's take dating. We'll put me on the chopping block. I attracted the same type of person because I wouldn't learn the lesson, because I didn't require more. I didn't expect more, or I was just like, I'm going to waver on what my negotiables were. And then when I finally said, no, enough is enough. Like, no. If you don't have a car, if you don't have this, if you don't have that, and do not get me wrong, I love Bae to death. We all know this. Anybody who's very close to me, and DK, you're very close to me. You always tell me, we're not friends, we're family. So like, I love him to death. Don't get me wrong. But does he come with his fallacies? Absolutely. Did he come all the way prepackaged with all the things that are on my quote unquote list? No. But do I see enough to not fall in love with his potential, but do I see him working enough to get to where he wants to be, where God is trying to take him? Yes. Did I sign on? Yes. So I'll see you through because I see you doing the work. It's not just this, I think I'm going to win the lottery tomorrow, like crack a shit. No, he's really working. He's really putting himself together to be who God has created him to be.
Cool. That's what's up. I'm happy for you. And, I've yet to, I don't know what to call him, man, friend, significant other. Yeah, that's a good look. Yeah, SO. I'm happy for you and your SO, right? Shout out to you and your SO. Shout out to you and your SO, right? I had another nickname for him, but, which was definitely appropriate at the time. Don't you ever do that cornball and shit. But
listen, he took it in stride. He found it funny. Yeah, but the whole thing is, it wasn't really to
keep your foot on Karen neck. You can't. She believes that she's gonna try to run shit, so you don't give her no inches. I promise you. You be like, okay, so why am I sleeping with my thumb in my mouth? Because you gave Karen an inch.
Right. Right. About SO, but it's just saying where I was to where I am now. Like, you couldn't have told me when we started the podcast and, through dating and talking and going through the whole rigmarole of 2020 dating or millennial dating and social distancing dating, however you wanted to address it, that this is where I'd be. But it all had to do with when I started saying, no, I'm worth more. No, I need more. No, I expect more. Not only from the person that I was attracting, but from myself.
Facts on facts on facts on facts. All
like,
right.
You gotta start having conversations. Like, going into the new year.
Go ahead. I don't want a problem. I don't want to smoke.
What?
I said one thing I know
is what we have to do going into the new year is that we got to really start having some hard conversations with ourselves. You and I have them, with each other. Like, not so much in the like, what's the beef fashion anymore? Because at that time that was what was appropriate. But you got to call yourself to the carpet. You got to really, you had already said at your birthday, that this is the year of the Mad Titan. Like, you're already in motion to do it. And now, like with us in the business, it's correcting some of my behaviors because I'm trying to still navigate between my 9 to 5 and New Bay and the kids. And I'm trying to find my balance and still find me in the whole realm of, what I want to do. But we got to start having hard conversations with ourselves and get our shit together. Because at this point, you have to realize no one is saving you but Jesus. And even God has stopping points.
Facts. Because, you're not going to save a person that's committed on drowning. Like I don't want to take it out of God's hands, but I want to make it uber simplistic for somebody, right? And I promise you, we won't give you some meat and potatoes of, New Year, same you. I promise you, right? But it's all what we're talking about leads into that. If you just take the time out not to hear, but to listen, that means to understand what we're telling you, right? But even God is not going to jump out. Like God is, capable of any and all things, right? Right. I mean, whether you believe, that's either here nor there. I promise you, your relationship with him does not affect my sleep. Just being honest, right? Your relationship with him does not affect my sleep. But what I'm trying to tell you, like, if you're not working towards anything that you're praying for, you're just praying. You have to work towards it. And with current situation with her, trying to find a middle ground and her having me, because we have hard conversations. And so if you're not, aware of what we're alluding to, like go back and catch 2 episodes. One was, beef, and the other one was still beefing, right? And like we got at it, and it wasn't for, podcast sake. It wasn't let me show the people what goes behind, the scenes. It was just like, this is where we at. We pride ourselves on being transparent, right? But from that came growth. But it's not a need to every time we have a disagreement, let's jump on a podcast, right? Now, that's not what we do. We still have those hard conversations, behind closed doors. Like, sometimes I'll be like, look, and then sometimes she'd be like, look, you doing, and then I have to realize that she is a lot of people, to a lot of people. And so what I'm trying to do, being though I'm 14 years her senior, right? I can't tell nobody what to do, but you just got to prioritize. You got to okay, this is what I'm moving. And then the people around me, they're going to love me for, because once you finally get on your way to where you're going to in life, you'll be able to do more for them, and not necessarily in a financial way. You'll be able to do more for them because you're able to identify with you first and foremost. Like you can't love your SO until you love all of you, right? You can't be the best mom to your kids until you're the best person to yourself, right? Like, so you have to really just get on your selfish shit. And people believe that being selfish is, and I'm gonna segue this into the meat potatoes of the podcast while we're here, because y'all been so patient and y'all been listening strong for 50 minutes. And actually, this is bits and pieces been, parts of the podcast. So like y'all jumping out the window with the whole, I'm going to make this New Year's stop.
For what?
First of all, a calendar should not tell you when to begin the greatest chapter in your life. I'm going to say that again because I like the sound of my squeaky ass voice, and I know I still sound like I'm going through puberty. A calendar should not tell you when you begin the greatest chapter in your life. Like it could be in June 16th, like coming up, right? June 16th, like, okay, you can declare it's New Year for me. And like, what? It's June. Like, and so they're stuck on the calendar. You understand that season of shorts, that season of giving half, that season of not living up to your full potential has run its course in the middle of summertime. And you turn the page, and then from that point on, it's a new year for you. Matter of fact, it becomes a new life, right? What happens is people take this fictitious energy of saying, I'm going to make these resolutions. It's a new year. And they go hard for the paint. Like the worst time to go to any gym is during January and the first 2 weeks of February.
God, yes.
Like all these people, like if you go there, you should go there with your camera and just scan the whole room. And then you go one more week, you scan the room. And then the more that you go within the first 6 weeks of the new year, you'll see the numbers be high as fuck. And by the time that you're in the middle of February, you're looking at the regulars, the people that's been there, going to continue to be there, because to them, coming to the gym had nothing to do with the new year, but it's a lifestyle. And when you start to ask greatness of yourself, it has nothing to do with a year or a day. It becomes a lifestyle. Now, once you make that declaration over your life, like you can't ask for greatness and don't give greatness. You got to give what you're asking for. Like we say, faith without works is dead. So if you're asking God, like, look, I want to cop this house. I want to cop this particular car. I want this bad broad in my life. I want this bad dude in my life. So, okay, this is what you're asking for, but what are you willing to give to get what you're asking for first and foremost, right? And then once you declare it and you start to work on it, I promise you, that's when all hell gonna break loose. Like everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Mm-hmm. But your job is to maintain, to stick with it no matter, shit, car broke down. Shit, me and wife ain't seeing shit, my daughter disrespectful. Shit, I don't talk to my little brother as much as I want to. Shit, I hate my job. Shit, I'm too old to be behind a trash truck. Shit, all this stuff. But in my mind, it's like, okay, cool. And everything that I named was, not necessarily mama being disrespectful. Like I love my baby, I break her neck. Don't call child protect. Like I was just joking. Okay, I just told the truth. Long story short. So what happens was going through all I just named, which was factual because I was alluding to me. You know, maybe I've heard me allude this to a previous podcast or live or whatever. I know that I want to be great, not good, great. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be great. Just let me be great. You know what I mean? Quote from Jay-Z, fuck up the world. But so in my midst of me wanting to be great, what I'm doing now is I'm asking more of myself than I ever done. And a lot of people are not going to get it. A lot of people are like, whoa, we don't talk no more. My wife was like, whoa, we don't spend enough time. My daughters be like, daddy, I don't see as much as I want to. But for me, no matter how long it takes, and I love all the people I just named, I love them with all my heart. Like I don't got friends, I got family. Anybody that knows me, I have a very small circle. I don't got a rack of people that I funk with. I don't. I got the missus, right? I got my daughters, right? I got my little brother, right? I got Kern, right? And that's pretty much about it, right? Like I told you, you know what I mean? Of course, my mom, that's goes without saying. But you know, and anybody that feels like I didn't name them unless you're still in my heart, but I'm talking about people that I interact with on a daily, right? But like that's just what it is. So and me leaving the old me behind, me evolving from the old me, they gotta understand. The people that I name, they gotta understand. Like, okay, you used to deal with me with one way, but the way that you used to deal with me is no longer an option, and that's going to cause friction. But guess what? That's okay. Like I resolve, and as much as I hate resolutions, I resolve to step into my greatness. I resolve to wear the scars from stepping in my greatness like a badge of honor. I resolve to be the best version of me at all. I resolve. It has nothing to do with a new year, brother. I resolve here and now. As of the recording of this podcast, I resolve when I have that thought. I resolve when I'm down in the dumps. I resolve here and now. Fuck a date. You keep waiting for somebody to tell you, and then what happens is 6 weeks in, you suck ass. And the reason that you suck ass is because you're living off the energy that had nothing to do with you. And that's the reason why you never complete none of your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, because you're living off fake ass energy. It's the new year, new me. And I promise you, I love one thing I love about social media is it's the new year. Okay, so let me, and I know I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Let me play Nostradamus. Let me predict the future. Okay, I got my Swami hat on, right? I got my eyes closed, right? So this is what I see in the future of social media. Somebody's going to declare new me, new year, new me, right? Somebody's going to declare, I'm about to get rid of all these fake people on my social media page. Like, okay, why would you announce that? First of all, but you want attention. It's cool. Somebody's going to declare I'm about to lose weight starting in the new year. Okay, cool. So how long is it going to maintain? You've been fat for 364 other days of the year. This one day you feel as though, right? Somebody's going to declare that they're going to, like, you know what I mean, change their spending habits. Okay, but you live in paycheck to paycheck. Somebody's going to declare all these things on social media. And the reason that they declare it on social media because they're looking for validation. They're looking to funnel that fake energy of the new year. They do it through social media. And what happens, you see all these decorations, and you look 4 months in, and then they're back complaining about being overweight. They're back complaining about, you know what I mean, living paycheck to paycheck. They're back to complaining about, you know what I mean, not being on the best terms with their significant other. Like, so, like, who was it for? Oh, you wanted that moment. You wanted that moment in time. You wanted that. You want them likes. I feel you, sis. Go ahead, queen. I see you, boo. Like, that shit's so familiar. Like, and I promise you it's going to happen. It's been happening as long as we have social media, as long as we're having memes, that's all we're going to see. What you're not going to see, I promise you. No, because you're not. You're going to see very few people that make those declarations, and then they're going to illustrate the progression towards what they declared. But it's going to be a handful of people because they stuck to their guns when it was not going pretty. They stuck to their guns when shit was fucked up. They stuck to their guns when they had no other option. They stuck to their guns, and you out that joint like doggone the dude that was in Harlem Nights with the pea shooter. Teow.
Stop shooting that little ass.
Exactly. And you wonder why your life sucks ass because you out that joint.
Listen, I stand 10 toes down on what I said. To go into a new year, to go into a new space, to go into any new energy, you have got to have a hard conversation with yourself. It is retarded. I was going to say it just like how I feel it. It's retarded to let somebody else dictate to you about you. No. The conversation that you need to have is with you. You need to go to God and say, this is the life you gave me. You blessed me with a gift. You blessed me with talent. You blessed me with this. I don't know what to do with it. That's a real live conversation. That's a real live space to be in, to say, God, I don't know why you have me here. Everybody didn't find their purpose until, from the time they came out the womb. Everybody didn't find their purpose at 20. Everybody didn't find their purpose at 30. Everybody's not going to find their purpose at 50. Because you get to evolve and you get to change. And as you change, God changes not so much what he blesses you with or the talent that he gave you. He just changes how you use it. It's the same one he gave you from the birth, but you have to repackage it. You have to unpack it. Sometimes you got to put it on hold. Sometimes you're not ready to enter certain spaces. Again, comparison is the thief of joy. You will see people who do the same, quote unquote, same thing you're doing, but you're like, well, why am I not there? And it's just like what you said, DK. You didn't see the grind. You don't see the tears that I cried. You don't see what I sacrificed. You don't see the sleeplessness. You don't see, the staying up all night and studying. You don't see whatever went into getting them there.
Facts on facts on facts on facts.
So while you're waiting for someone to tell you what to do, you had all the power the whole time. It's like the Wizard of Oz. The whole reason we like the Wizard of Oz, but the part we miss is at the end, she says, you had the power to go home whenever you wanted to. You had the power to do whatever you wanted to do all along. Whether you tap into it or not was your business. You can't go to God at the end of life and say you didn't X, Y, and Z. I'd say this to you, DK. I say it to my significant other. I say it to everybody. I said, the Bible clearly says you have not because you ask not. My affirmations in the morning goes as follows. I am the head and not the tail. I'm a lender and not a borrower. I'm above and not beneath. But if my Father owns all the cattle on the hill and I am an heir and a joint heir, I have not because I ask not. That's how
facts on facts on facts on
facts.
Facts.
I take my day. I tell God, if I mess up today, that was on me. So when I go to bed and I have to kind of reevaluate how the day went, God, it wasn't because you didn't give it to me. I didn't ask you for peace. I didn't ask you for joy. I didn't ask you to go before me. I didn't ask you to protect me. I didn't ask you to do what you said you were going to do. I just went about my day and just said, let's just see how the shit happens. So when it goes left, I ain't got nobody to blame but me because I didn't dictate my day properly.
Facts. And okay, let me be serious for an uber second, right? Because we got some listeners to the podcast, and then their relationship with God is not our relationship, right? Mm-hmm. And so, not in the framework of religion, right? Whether you believe, not believe, but I tell you, like whatever your relationship is, it doesn't move the needle in my life, right? But what we're saying, whether you believe or don't believe, at the end of the day, it's you and you alone that controls your day. Now, for us believers, we understand that God is our predecessor, like He goes before us and whatnot. And just because God is your predecessor doesn't make that day is going to be easy. Doesn't mean that your life is going to be, bed of roses, right? He just goes before us and gives us strength to get to point A, point B, point C, on down the line, right? So it doesn't matter whether you believe or disbelieve. Me personally, my co-host clearly, we believe, right? And so we don't mean to turn nobody off, right? But even if you don't believe, you can still get something uber valuable from the message that we're trying to, give you, right? And that is you and you alone control it all. Right? Somewhere in the Bible, because I'm not astute. I just know a little bit to sound like I know what I'm talking about. But somewhere in the Bible says that God resides in the temple. Last time I checked, the temple is the body. That means God resides in each and every one of us. That means we are equipped and designed to do phenomenal shit. But your motherfucking ass out here still playing mediocre. You on some real mediocre shit because it's safe. It's comforting. You know what I mean? And you resolve all these things, but you're not willing to work to your resolutions. And you wonder why every year is like Groundhog Day. Why every year around this time is on repeat is because you've been here before. You've seen this before. And guess what? You're going to say this again, although you said it before. Like, stop. Hit the pause button. Get off the doggone roller coaster. Tell the man on the doggone Ferris wheel you've had enough. Matter of fact, leave the amusement park altogether. And because amusement parks, I don't know where they usually station at, but there's some woods. Go get on the unbeaten path. Go walk in the wildness. Go walk in the wilderness and see where life takes you at. And I promise you, as you go through your go-through, just you by yourself and the relationship that you have with the Creator, the relationship that you have with God, I promise you, when you get halfway, you only got to get to your final destination. When you get halfway to where you're heading to, you can be so thankful that you put a stop in your life. Like, you know what? I've been saying X amount. I've been saying the exact same thing for all these years. I'm going to stop and I'm going to execute on what I said I was going to do and stop letting a year determine, when I get this energy or this battery in my back to get started. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So with any and all that being said, like, I know we've been beating a dead horse. We've been beating this doggone dead horse so much. You got so much glue. Hopefully what we're telling you sticks to your monkey ass.
Listen, Happy New Year from the Reynolds household. New Bae, the kids, Guy A, my guy, Leah, my daughter, the whole crew. We all say Happy New Year to you. We are praying for you. We want to see you do the best. I cannot wait to actually see 2021, more so because I'm just over COVID. I know it's not going anywhere right now, but y'all, I'm over it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't going front. I'm over it. But I'm always hopeful for the future. In all honesty, I'm always hopeful what the future brings. You have to be open to what comes next. Hell and high water opposition comes when you are going towards your greatness. And so I welcome all of it. But again, from my household to yours, Happy New Year. We are excited for you. We are excited for ourselves to what the future holds. DK.
What you reading off a cue card? That shit sounds real hallmarkish.
Stop it. Don't yuck my young.
It sounds real hallmarkish. Like, really? She wrote that down? Like, really? I want to thank, I want to thank the Academy Award for... Hey, look, man. Are you gonna pass me the baby now? Or I'm just gonna go into a freestyle and what am I doing?
I thought you were gonna tell them Happy New Year, and then we did pass you the baby.
Okay. So you're right. Like, I'm going to tell you, man. I ain't gonna tell you shit. Why would I even do that? If I was to tell you, and that's my co-host, her viewpoints has nothing to do with mine. Like, real life, I can't say Happy New Year to you because I'm a firm believer that a day doesn't determine anything new in your life. It doesn't, right? You get to make that determination. I'm not going to tell you Happy New Year. Like, okay, the calendar turned, not a problem, right? Time is man-made. Let's keep it a buck. Time is man-made. Like, and I know people like, oh, he's on that. I'm just on some factual shit. Call it what you want to call it. Time is man-made. And since time is man-made, you too get to play that game, right? So I'm not going to tell you, Happy New Year. I'm not going to have my household wish you. Like, nah, every day you should attack every day like it's the new year. Cause that's when you have the most energy. I just gave you a life hack. I ain't even asking for cash app. I ain't doing none of that shit. I just gave you a life hack. You attack every day like it's the new year. Because like I said, everybody's high on the high horse. So I ain't going to do it. Like, just, if I'm going to wish you something, I wish that you, real simple. I wish that you, whomever's listening to me, sound of my voice, attack the day like it's the new year and do that every day, no matter what comes down the pike.
It's your girl, that Thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the lovable asshole DK Walker. This is where I pass my baby, off to the mean man.
Well, I got to be mean. I don't understand because I'm grumpy. I got gray hair on my chin and my knee hurt. I don't understand why I got to be mean. But go ahead.
Grumpy old man, 1, 2, 3, whatever, however you want to package it. Listen, you guys have taken my voice places my feet have yet to touch, and week after week you rock with us no matter what platform you listen on. We appreciate you. We love you. You could have not told us 8 months ago that this is my 8th month old baby would be like this. And, I appreciate everything you guys do for us. And we are looking forward to the new year with you guys. New listeners, make sure you are sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing wherever you listen to us at. But definitely share us. There's so many jewels that have gone probably, maybe over your head, but definitely can be functional and usable for somebody else.
Right. Also, make sure if you listen to us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever their latest name is that they're going by, make sure you leave a comment. Like, we really need to drive home that point. Like, if you listen to the podcast, whether you like us, love us, in the middle of the road with this, don't even matter. Just make sure you take 1 minute, right, to leave an honest review. Now, of course, we would love to have, great reviews, but if you didn't feel that way, cool. We just need a review. So, yeah, it bumps us up. It bumps us up the ranks, and you know, I mean, that works wonders for our brand. So, with that being said, hopefully that's not asking too much. And for those that did, thank you. For those that's going to, please don't forget.
Don't forget what?
To leave a damn review. It was inferred. It was inferred. Anyway, so have you officially passed the baby off to me, or you just?
I'm officially passing the baby off to you.
Oh, hush your face up, man. Hush your face. Dry your eyes. Brown-eyed girl. Come talk with me. Shout out to Tevin Campbell, by the way. Tevin. Shout out, Tevin. Love you, boy. So we did a lot of rambling. Or better yet, I did a lot of rambling. I went down various rabbit holes. Yeah, but let me get, you know, it's gonna be a quickie, right? It's gonna be a quickie. But it's gonna be a serious quickie. Like, you really can take the rest of your life and do something that you didn't believe you could do with it. And the only thing you got to do is stop doing what you've been doing. Like, we're not deep. We pride ourselves on two things: being transparent and having common sense. So if every year, you know what I mean, for the last 10, 15, 20 years, however old you may be, and you kept declaring that this New Year's resolution, you're going to do A, B, C, and you said that same exact thing previous years. So stop lying to yourself, first of all. Like, don't do that, right? Like, don't lie to yourself, right? And the thing that you said you was going to do, just start doing it. And it has nothing to do with the New Year. Just right here, right as soon as you hear this podcast, and the podcast is coming out right before New Year's, it comes out right before 2021, right? Comes out 48 hours before 2021, right? Not a problem. So what you do, as soon as you hear this, you're like, you know what? That idiot, that lovable asshole, that, you know what I mean, I don't know how she worked with him. I promise you're right. You know, that makes her special, right? If I'm, you know, varsity asshole, that must make her doggone junior varsity asshole. But be that as it may, when you hear this, just stop lying to yourself and just start. Two things: stop lying and just start. Not deep, none of that shit. I'm just a common sense guy. You know, I wanted more, so I began to do more. And that's the only thing I'm asking you to do, right? So, like, don't post it on the gram. Don't tell the whole world. If you're going to tell somebody, let it be an accountability buddy. Right? That's the only person you should tell. And then y'all hold each other to whatever standard that y'all set for reaching your goals. Only y'all two need to know, right? And then if you don't got an accountability buddy, then talk to God and tell God, like, look, this is what I'm trying to do. No matter how you get me there, no matter what I'm going to lose in the process of getting there, then let it be, right? But there's always casualties of war. There's always casualties of love, right? Know that going in. Don't stop doing what you said you're going to do when shit get ugly, because I promise you, shit is going to get flavor ugly. Not a problem, right? It's going to get flavor ugly. You know what I mean? But you hold fast. That's all you got to do. Keep, no matter what it look like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what, if they laugh at you, no matter if you can't even see an inkling of what you said you was going to do on the horizon, just keep pressing forward. And what happens is, forget the new year. Forget the same you. You're now evolving into the better version of you. That has nothing to do with a new year. With that being said, y'all take care.
This is the Love Is Podcast. It's your girl, Steph Thorny, Chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the lovable asshole DK Walker. Happy New Year.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me catch y'all posting that same shit on the gram. I promise you. I'm gonna knock on your door if I see like you lied. I'm gonna show you the same shit you said 2 years ago. And then you probably like, how you find me? That'd be a good question. Peace.
This episode of the Love Is Podcast has ended. But please be sure to subscribe for more great content on sex, entrepreneurship, life, love, and how to get through the BS of it all. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring more of that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and, dare I say, the lovable a-hole, Mr. DK Walker. See you on the next podcast.